John, for example, like in a second week, I think, third week, fourth week, whatever it was, came up to me with literally tears in his eyes and said, I can't afford the tuition. So I put him on quote unquote scholarship. And I did it, not because John and I were buddies, but I knew the guy was going to make it. And, we talked about management. I said, hey, let's sign you to management. Let me work my ass off to make things work for you. And then, I know I'll get it back in other ways. Okay, great. So we signed a management agreement. During that period of time, there was a reality show called Manhunt, ran for one season that
Okay.
John was one of the stars in. And I submitted him for that show. They were interested. And Nick, I worked my ass off on that deal to get him in there.
Yeah.
And I remember the first offer was somewhat like in the neighborhood of $15,000 or $20,000 for him, which was decent money at that time, especially if you can't afford the tuition for wrestling school.
Right.
And I worked really hard on it. And I remember closing the deal. It was like a 2-hour phone call with the producers, Jim and Julie, husband-wife team. I was in my car of the parking lot at the Irvine Spectrum. And it was my wedding anniversary. My wife was inside at the restaurant. I left her sitting there for 2 hours. It was bad on me. I never should have done that. While I closed this deal, and I closed it at $40,000. And I was genuinely excited for John. And this is where people, that are haters can choose to believe me or not. I was genuinely excited. I picked the phone up because my favorite thing to do was to call people and give them good news. I love that. Yeah, I want to make my commission. Absolutely. Because I'm in business and I need money. But first and foremost, again, choose to believe it or not, I love to deliver good news. So I called John and go, John, deal's closed. We got you 40 grand. And he goes to me, don't spend that 4 grand in one place, Rick. And I'm just like, wow. And I thought it was like so obnoxiously magnanimous. Here's a guy that just netted $36,000 that couldn't afford tuition a few months before. And right then I'm like, wow, this is weird.